Highlights from the police scanner recording of Lil Jeff's shooting. Let's get to it.
Lil Jeff, government name Jeffrey Harris, was shot and killed at about 5:15 p.m. on June 8, 2024 at 6647 S Roads, Chris World Zone 7 Hood, BD. 5:15 p.m. Officer. Hearing loud reports coming from 70, 71st, and South Chicago. Dispatch. About how many? Officer. It was over 8. Dispatch reports to the Zone 7 channel and citywide channels that there are loud reports just east of 71st and South Chicago, about 8 rounds, and we got a shot spotter. Different. Officer. Yeah, we heard him. Shot spotter. Officer. We are getting 8 rounds. 6649 S Rose coming from the street. 5:16 p.m. Shot spotter officer. We got an additional 4 rounds at the same address on Rhodes. Officers start to head that way. Dispatch reports the shot spotters to Zone 7 and the citywide channels. 5:17 p.m. Dispatch. Hold on, y'all. He got more rounds. Shot spotter officer. We're getting 12 rounds, 6639 S Roads. Officer. Anybody going there, be careful. There might be crossfire. Dispatch. We're getting a person shot, 6647 S Roads. 5:18 p.m. Shot spotter officer. There, the rounds, all coming from the front. Dispatch. The caller. Said a male is shot. Fire is rolling. 6647 S Roads. Officer. We have multiple casings at 6641 S Roads on the front porch and the sidewalk. 5:09 p.m. Officer reports that a car was shot up, but nobody was shot in the car. Dispatch. They're saying somebody is doing a self-transport right now. Officer. One of the residents at 6641 S Roads said they threw a guy in the car and they're on their way to the hospital. I got some blood drops on 6641. 5:20 p.m. Officer. Witnesses say they saw a white Nissan Maxima potentially shooting. Don't know if that's victim or offender car. 5:21 p.m. Officer on the way to UFC, University of Christ Hospital, to see if the victim pops up there. 5:22 p.m. Officer, hold down, officers, for crime scene protection, and I believe, officer, is touring for more shell casings in the alleys and stuff. Officer, right after the shot spotter, a silver SUV, possibly a Mazda, was driving southbound at a high rate of speed off of roads. At 5:23 p.m., ShotSpotter officer checking the pods. ShotSpotter cameras to see if they see a white Nissan Maxima at 67 and Eberhart that was reported to be there. 5:24 p.m. Officers blocking off intersection at Marquette and Rhodes. 5:25 p.m. Officer squad, we got a person pulling up that appears to be shot at University of Christ at emergency in the back. Officer reads license plate, I believe dropped him off. Black SUV, they're heading northbound on Maryland. 5:26 p.m. Dispatch clarifies it was Wisconsin plates, and that vehicle is stolen. Officer. Did any of the pings, shot spotter hits, drop on the even side of roads in the T alley? We got a couple of spent casings where this car is wrecked. Shot spotter officer says they didn't get any pings for that area, and we just got a ping for that Wisconsin plate at 56 and Ellis. Dispatch reports that plate is coming back to a black Honda SUV, 5:29 p.m. Dispatch corrects that it was an all black in color. Honda CRV 2020. It's stolen too out of Wisconsin. Officer. We just got a notification from a detective that another victim was dropped off here with a GSW to the chest. Was dropped off in a white Acura that sped off. Officer. Does that make that 2 victims then? Officer. Yes, ma'am. 5:30 p.m. The detectives only got a partial plate on the white Acura for the second victim possibly involved in the shooting as well. 5:31 p.m. Officer asking for tape for the west alley of Rhodes ShotSpotter. Officer, that stolen Honda just hit at 57th and Lakeshore going northbound. Dispatch confirms the second victim is at U off C, 5:32 p.m. Officer, the second GSW victim is from here, the crime scene. Dispatch, we do have two bona fide shot, 5:34 p.m. Officer, okay, so what we're being told is that they only have two gunshot wound victims here. One was dropped off about 40 minutes ago that came from U of C, and then the other is from 66 and Rhodes, 5:35 p.m. Dispatch, somebody talk to the guys and let them tell us where they got shot at. Said with an attitude, 5:36 p.m. Officer, it looks like we only have one person shot from this incident. 5:37 p.m. Officer, the GSW to the chest victim. That's going to be ours, from the crime scene. Don't know if the Wisconsin plate is correlated with the first person or the second person. The staff at UFC never saw the person being dropped off. 5:38 p.m. Dispatch. Alright, so only got one shot, and that's the one with the GSW to the chest. Dispatch. You officers got like an approximate age for him so we can do a preliminary notify? Officer. Now all we have is a name, Jeffrey Harris, male 1, black. We got more information. The two individuals that brought in the victim. They carried him in, and, radio breaking up Acura, wearing red Nike shoes, and the other person, all black Nike jacket. 5:39 p.m. Officer. The only video footage that we could see when he was brought into UFC is him in the wheelchair. He looks like he could be anywhere between the age of 20 to about 26 years of age. 5:41 p.m. Officer, there's approximately 45 shell casings in this giant crime scene. 5:42 p.m. Officer, there's approximately 21 shell casings between 6647 to 6655 S roads. Approximately 20 at 6631 S roads, and then there's 4 in the alley between Rhodes and Eberhard. Dispatch. We got a victim saying that she was shot at 67. And Rhodes, her car is damaged. She's at 67 and Halstead right now. Trying to get more information from her. They're gonna take the crash because she crashed at 67 and Halstead. But they need a car over there to verify that she was involved in the shooting or not. 5:43 p.m. Officers looking for the black Honda at 56 and Ellis. 5:44 p.m. Shot spotter officer reports that the black Honda hit at 100 W Roosevelt about 4 minutes ago, going westbound from that location. Dispatch going to let Zone 4 know. 5:48 p.m. Officer asks for some information on the black Honda. Officer, I was in the area when I heard what was going on, so I pulled by the hospital, and it appeared like that black SUV and the white Acura were possibly following each other. I didn't see which vehicle the victim got out of, but it was definitely one of those two, and they sped off northbound, and I was traveling southbound. 5:49 p.m. Officer, can you please update this to a 01110? First degree murder. Just got pronounced at 1746 hours, 5:46 p.m. 5:50 p.m. Officer relays the license plate number for the shot-up Nissan Maxima. Vehicle has got multiple bullet holes riddled throughout it. It was parked here. 5:55 p.m. Officer, this vehicle was struck by gunfire, front corner passenger quarter panel. She did witness the shooting, and she fled the scene. I'm pretty sure this is the girl at 67 in Halstead. 5:56 p.m. Officer, do you want us to question her, or what do you want us to do with her? Dispatch. She said she did witness the shooting, right? Officer. 10-4. Okay, yes. She saw all the people who jumped out the vehicle and she was there. Dispatch. Did y'all want her to take her up to the station as a witness because she did witness the shooting and she is cooperating? Officer. I mean, if she is cooperating, then I'm assuming her car doesn't work at the moment because of the accident. Officer states, the vehicle is not working. Officer. All right. So if they just want to bring her back here, we can grab everything that we need and we can get her a ride home if she needs one. 5:58 p.m. Officer, for right now, only thing we have is one GSW to his left chest, and the name that we gave you came from the guy that dropped him off, but we don't have an ID on this guy. 5:59 p.m. Dispatch refers to him as a John Doe, 6:07 p.m. officer. Last name gonna be Harris Jeffrey, July 12, 2002, 6:08 p.m. Officer confirms there was only one person shot at 67 and Rhodes, 6:15 p.m. Officer is transporting the witness to the station. Update. After listening to more of the audio, I heard the following which confirms other reports. 6:50 p.m. Officer. Squad, we just got an update. So he had 15 GSWs. Dispatch. 10-4? That's a DOA with 15 GSWs. Officer. 10-4.
I went black for like a week, and poof. Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back, poof. Long live them niggas though.
Yeah, that's about that shit. Well,
Always stay in school.
stay in school too.
Always
Yeah,
stay in
school too. Graduate.
Fuck G-Day, fuck the birds, gang. Fuck them too. Fuck a free band gang. I'm spanking one of they ass too. Don't let me catch no free band goofy. I'm putting niggas in their place all 2024. Y'all ass better get with the Hello. Yeah. Young turn nigga don't like no bitch. Oh my God. Hey, so put you in the streets and I'm killing your ass. I don't give a fuck. Cause when I'm going, I had on the mask.
Omegadrip exclusives.